Now, perfect timing though. No, leave it for this moment with your Emmys behind you, because I do want to get to your broadcasting career a little bit. So you're with Joe Davis's crew coming up this fall?
Yep.
The Joe Davis. Yep. So it'll be you and Joe Davis. Is it just the two of you, or is there a third man or in the booth, or what's the plan? Just the two of you?
Yeah, plan's just the two of us. Obviously, Pam Oliver, legend, is our sideline reporter. So this was the crew that I was with Burkhart back in 2021, my first year doing it, 2021. So Pete Macheska and Artie, my producer, director Pam was our sideline. It was me and Burkhart in the booth together. And then obviously when we moved up, Joe worked with Daryl. So I've worked with Joe before again, probably too much information, but when they go do baseball, when Burkhart would have to go do baseball back in 21, they would have to rotate guys to fill his seat because he went and did the World Series.
Sure.
So I did a couple games with Joe. So I know Joe. I've worked with Joe. He's obviously awesome at what he does, whether it's baseball World Series or playoff games or calling NFL games. He's just good at everything he does. So I have a good rapport with Joe. He's a guy that I've worked with firsthand. So excited to get back with that crew.
Of course, but I'm glad you did get that deep there, Greg, because I want people to understand our business. Because clearly, doing the, if you will, A game and calling Super Bowls, that is what we all ascribe to do if we're being an announcer. And the idea that you're not doing that because Tom Brady is doing that now with Burkhart and you're with this crew, having this conversation of your thoughts on not doing those assignments anymore after having just won the Emmy for it, is infused with potentially insulting the people you just talked about. You know what I mean? You work with people you adore and love and have known and whatever, who work their asses off to make these games as good as anything else. They don't care about A game, B game, C game, honestly. But that is the conversation that is surrounding you, is that you're now with this crew, having done the games that are seen in front of most of the country. And I'm wondering what goes through your mind right now, certainly having won the Emmy. You have reached the pinnacle, Greg.
Yeah, so I think you're spot on, right? There's two separate elements to this, and I always make sure that I'm very clear with how I present it, just out of respect, because everything you just said is spot on.
Right.
My excitement to go call games with Joe Davis and Pam Oliver and Pete and Artie in the truck and our entire crew, this is a world-class crew. On paper, obviously every headline is Olsen's demoted, Olsen loses. On paper, I don't care about any of that. This is a world-class NFL production crew. They've been doing this for way longer than I've been doing it. They've been doing this longer than before I was even in the NFL at all. Right? So I don't look at this as I'm going to an inferior crew. It is. That couldn't be further from the truth.
Right.
That's one element of this. And I've had great conversations with them, making plans for the season. Then the other element of that is completely separate from everything. You want to call Super Bowls. You want to be on the A crew. You want to be A crew, top crew, whatever the hell we call it. You want to call Super Bowls. I want to call NFC championships with 60 million people. I want to call Super Bowls with 112 million people. I want those spotlight games. I want to present the only game on television you're tuning in, and my voice, our crew's voice, is laying out how this game's going to unfold, the scenarios, the possibilities, the trends. Hey, here's how they're going to come in. What are the adjustments? Unpacking a live NFL game is about as fun. I mean, firsthand, it's about as fun as it gets, right? The unpredictability and the excitement and the thinking on the fly and having to do it in a relatively seamless way to present to the country. I've really enjoyed that challenge. So yes, do I want to call Super Bowls? 100%. Am I content just being a part of the show? And I've said this before, I'm not just happy to be a part. Am I thankful for my job? Yes. Am I thankful to be with an amazing crew this year? Of course, this has nothing to do with them. My aspirations have never changed. Just because now that I've done it for the last 2 years and called the top game, my aspirations are even more clear. I want to call top games. I want to call Super Bowls. I want to call the game where the entire country tunes in. No different than as a player. Those are the ones you live for. Those are the ones that you want that pressure. You want that magnifying glass. You want Twitter going bananas, hopefully good, if not, not disaster. But I love that. That's what you strive for. And I'm committed to that path now more than ever. I understand the situation that I'm in. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm thrilled and I'm like doing jumping jacks over it, but I'm a grown man. Like, I understand what I signed up for. I understand the world that we live in, and some things don't necessarily always go your way, but I'm confident that if I can just keep doing what I've been doing, I have a great crew to do it with who continue to make me look better than I am. Can I get back there one day? I absolutely. And when that is, where that is, on what time frame, who knows? But I'm more committed to making that a reality now than at any point in my early career of doing this.
And you've got the want to, the can do, and then just if you need any sort of actual material bauble to point it out, the winged lady behind you is definitely proof of that, Greg. And I couldn't be happier for you, truly. You're one of my favorites, man.
I appreciate it.
You are one of my
Thank
favorites.
you so much,
and you are
Rich.
great
It's always
at
awesome
it.
to jump on with you.
No, same here. And I've got Joe Davis coming in next month, too. I'll be chatting with him about this very subject matter and so much more. And I appreciate the time. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.